Hi, my name is Morphsuit America, and I will say I'm a bit of a dummy because this is supposed to be episode 5. However, you can see there is a glaring difference in terms of progress, and obviously the account level is twice the amount than what you saw last time, especially on episode 4. So, synopsis is I was a dummy. I thought I uploaded episode 5, I deleted it without double checking, and guess what? After I went through all my episodes and set everything up so I can easily release them, I realized where is episode 5? And it got deleted. So, yep, this video is to compensate that by quickly talking about stuff. Obviously, it's showcasing my future progress, and this is most likely going to episode 9. But yeah, for episode 5, I'll just fill you in on what I did. Pretty much, I was hunting for secret dungeons that would pop up here and there in the chat. Go farm them because I would need a good chunk of those fodder for either myself, or if I really need to, I can use the certain secret dungeons to actually get these scrolls so I can actually summon these units so I can skill up my units that I'm working on. So if I was trying to, for example, skill up the Gina, the Dark Witch, Mystic Witch, and I didn't have a bunch of wind, fire witches that I'm summoning from the Mystic Scrolls, I would rather go farm in the secret dungeon and get these ones. Granted that it doesn't have to be specifically light and dark. I went for any dungeon of that particular unit so I can actually get fodder so I can skill up. And then I also farmed a little bit of certain units just so I can have fodder for future other plans and evolutions and whatnot. But anyways, so I was doing that, but I was also working on Crow because Crow is really good, especially for a damage dealer. I'll talk a bit more about him later and emphasize on why I was getting him up first, especially when it comes to some of the raids that I'm gonna do on the dragons, and then just emphasizing on the stuff that he has right here. But so episode 5 was working on Crow. Now, I go into a bit of Dimension Hole talk. If you are already like a player that understands it and whatnot, you can most likely skip this portion of the video. You can look at the description for that time skip to get to the conclusion of it. Or actually I can mention it now instead of just going to the conclusion. But anyways, when it comes to episode 5 was me farming these secret dungeons for fodder for certain units, and then I was working on Crow, getting him second awakened first, so I can be maximizing on the stamina that I was getting, and then also making sure to start second awakening a bunch of units, etc., etc. You see a bit more of episode 6 where I go into other units as well and show some of the progression with these various different areas as well. And then I also start getting into rune farming, going through the giants and the dungeon layer for those future episodes. I did record 75% of my progress. It's just that the 25% was episode 5 of me slowly getting into second awakening and whatnot. But Dummy self deleted that video, so I apologize. Anyways, if you are kind of new and you're watching my stuff and you're just kind of tagging along with what I'm doing and what I'm explaining, pretty much you kind of want to get through, especially if you're new, you kind of want to make sure you go through all the normal stages on the story map, or just this world map in general, the general map. Get all the way through all normal stages and get to the remains, because once you hit the remains, it's going to open up the dimension hole. It's going to trigger some events, some dialogue, some story stuff. You get to go through it, and then you can enter it. The reason why you want to enter here is because there are a good chunk of units that are 3 stars that could be a lot better if you second awaken them, because there's a lot more benefits. You're going to get a lot more perks, a lot more actions kicking in, etc., etc. Now, granted that not every unit will be good as a second awaken, but there will be various ones that you would definitely want to emphasize on. Big ones will be from the Inagamis and Griffins, because a good chunk of people will like using specific ones, like Crow, for example. Like, they're good. Crow is good because they can pretty much do a lot of damage, and especially if you put a lot of status elements on your enemies, Crow benefits off of that. You can read it from their abilities over here. And once again, I'll emphasize a bit more about that later. But anyways, that's why I wanted to do. So the episode 5 was me going to Dimension Hole because I was capped at 100, and I want to make sure that I can. One, I don't want to be capped like that. So I want to spend that energy as soon as possible because you can't get an excess amount of it. The only way you can get an excess amount is if you get dimension energy over here, then it goes past 100. But you kind of want it to build up naturally because it will get capped at 100. So you want to make sure that it doesn't get capped at 100. You spend it wisely and you start awakening as many units that you would want to go for, or kind of just do it on the fly just because one, to skill up these guys, you're either going to use a Devilmon or you're going to have to get more dupes of a Second Awaken to get them up there. If I try to... Was it? If I try to... I organize this place differently, so... It's also weird. I should also work on my main account too and organize it the same way like this one. But pretty much if I try to skill up with Inagami, I know I have a good chunk of them over here. Oh wait, it's in reverse, so it's like 3 stars down here. Look, it doesn't say the text you can skill up. So to work on the Second Awakening is either, well, there's 3 ways to skill them up. Devilmons, Devilmons dupes of a Second Awakened Inagami, or there's an event that actually gives you a skill up. But pretty much that's it for this episode. I was just pretty much episode 5 was me working on Crow, getting them through Second Awakening, and then getting all these other units as well. So I'll leave it at that before I go into more talks about some other stuff that's for later videos or episodes. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, I apologize. I accidentally deleted episode 5. But yeah, this is to kind of fill up that gap, and then hopefully you can continue on watching 6, 7, 8, and etc. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace.